Hello everyone, welcome to the 5th installment of the Buggy-sama Fan Club. Today is July 12th, Saturday. And yeah, this is your boy Jahan. I'm here with
Alex.
And our special guest hailing all the way from Japan. Oh my goodness. Johnny.
It's me. It's Johnny.
Oh, Johnny Garcia. Alright, anyway. We are going to be talking about Bleach and One Piece this week. Yay! We missed a lot of One Piece and a lot of Bleach because of technical difficulties we've been having. And now we're going to get back into it. We're going to catch up on all the Bleach we missed as well as all the One Piece we missed. Yay, yay, yay.
And no Naruto, because if you didn't listen to the previous episode, that's where all that discussion took place. We recorded like 2 hours of us just discussing Naruto. So if you're looking for your Naruto discussion fix, head on over to episode, 4, John?
Episodes 4 and 5.
Yes, 4 and 5. So that makes this one 6.
Just to give a little bit of preface here, as requested by our special guest, we're gonna have spoilers. Yay! Because somehow some people might listen in on a podcast of manga without actually reading the chapter. So, spoiler alert, if you get butthurt, do not listen to this until you go read the chapter first. If you don't get butthurt, then listen to this, please. God, I beg you.
Right, all our discussions about the most recent chapter updates of the series Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. So if you're just watching animes, we would recommend that you don't listen to us any further.
Or
if you don't read these series, just go do it now. Just stop what you're doing. Go read all 3 of those series right now.
Except Bleach, you can kind of, you can forget about that one.
No, even Bleach.
No, with Bleach, you could just, go pick up like a Kubo TT art book, and then you'll get the same fix. You know what I mean?
That's true. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Actually, no, you'll fly through Bleach in a couple of weeks, actually. If you start at chapter 1, the material is just so...
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that. I would say, up until, like, Hugo Mundo, it's, like, a good read. You know what I mean? Like, up until, like, maybe midway Hugo Mundo. I would say
wait. Just to make sure, you didn't like the war arc?
What's the war arc?
With, like, all the Espada coming towards the fake Soul Society, or fake Sarate, and then they get down and Aizen does his shit.
Fake Karakura.
I mean, I think I was already starting to get frustrated with certain developments by that point. Like, I remember, I liked the battle between Ichigo and, not Grimjaw, but the guy after that.
Ulquiorra?
Yeah, okay. And I thought that was
that was my shit!
Yeah, I thought that was pretty sick. But then, I loved a lot of the designs of the Espada.
I think the Espada were some of the greatest characters
they were badass. But there were just things that were within the story that were already starting to show the very real decline of the Bleach sort of story writing, and I was already foreseeing it, and I was like, this is getting so inconsistent, this doesn't make any goddamn sense. And sure enough, the Aizen thing came out, and it was like the biggest troll of all time. And then ever since then, it's just been downhill, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I was already kind of foreseeing it by, I would say 3/4 in to Hugo Mundo. And it was questionable because there was some pretty great stuff in there, but equally there were a lot of bad stuff that I was starting to see. And then eventually, like, I thought, like, when you're, like, building on, like, a shitty foundation, it's just gonna, like, topple over, right? It's like, that's kind of how I
wouldn't say the foundation was shitty. I just think...
No. I meant, like, within 3/4 into the Hugo Mundo, it was already starting to not make sense. And he would start... And obviously, he would have to build on that stuff that he created within the 3/4 line. And so that's what I was saying, is, like, you kind of establish these things, then you kind of wrecked certain concepts and ideas, and then now you have to build on that, and now things don't make sense afterwards. I mean, I'd have to reread it to be kind of specific, but I remember that's my general feelings I had. I mean,
I'll always be like a pre Fullbring arc apologist. I like everything before pre Fullbring. I'll always like all that stuff. So
even the Aizen development at the end.
Yeah, I stand by that stuff. I like it.
Wait.
I enjoyed it.
What was the Fullbring? Is
that
his like other power?
Exactly. What was the Fullbring?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Cool. All right. I agree. Up till the Fullbring arc when he lost his powers, I thought that was all cool stuff. I was like, I could deal with, like, I saw, like, the bullshit, but I could, like, bury that in the deep corner of my mind. I enjoyed everything that happened. But once he was just doing that Fullbring shit, I was like, yo, go home. Kubo, go home.
I liked I applaud Kubo's like bravery for trying to make a creative way for Ichigo to get his powers back, but I don't know. I think it was he just fell short. I commend him for trying though. It was creative.
Somewhere out there, Kubo is shedding a tear because John Garcia has recognized him in his efforts,
his greatness,
in his efforts.
Yeah, I think I just gave Kubo a reason to keep writing Bleach for another like 10 years.
A reason to keep living.
Yeah. No, dude, he's got like bitches and death metal and Bleach, dude. I think he'll be fine.
Death metal?
Well, okay. Well, anyway, so...
I read that when he draws Bleach, he listens to death metal.
That's low key hard as hell, dude.
Dude, that's super hard. That you can totally tell. That's, I mean, the way he draws, it makes sense that he listens to death metal.
A lot of these drawings are so metal.
Yeah.
Like, look at Bass B, dude. If that's not metal as hell, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know
dude,
what
Bass
is.
B is literally he's punk death metal, just personified.
He's like, he looks punk to me. Death metal is like more grungy.
Death metal is like the Fear guy. You remember the like Fear Stern Ritter?
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
That was fucking metal as hell.
Oh yeah, on the
super
topic of Hyuga like in this whole like metal thing, the guy who had control of time, that guy was like one of the coolest concept character designs I thought.
Yeah,
the
guy who had control of time.
Yeah, he was just like
the
a
second
skeleton.
Espada.
Yeah, he was like number 2.
Oh yeah.
He was like the Hollow King before.
Dude, he
was originally the
He should
king,
have been
yeah.
number 1 in my opinion. Number 1 was,
I think so too.
Number 1 was like what, Stark or something? All he did was like shoot laser beams.
Yeah,
right?
I thought Stark was badass, but like if we're looking at it like a fight ability like type thing, then he should easily have been number 1. Like, number 2, like what was his name? But Baragon. He should easily have been number 1. I agree. Like Stark was badass. Like I thought Stark was sick.
Yeah, but was Stark stronger than what's his face that Bleach fought? Number 6. What's his name?
Grimjaw?
No. Oh no, not Grimjaw. The other
Oh, you mean Ukiura?
Ukiura. Wasn't he number 6? He was like number 6.
No, Ukiura was
What
number
I
4.
what I was to understand is that Ukiura was kind of always like he always had that second form tucked away. He never told anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So maybe he was supposed to be 1 or 2.
Yeah, in theory he could have been number 1
hard.
with that form, maybe.
Huh. Okay.
But I don't know. I really like just from. Yeah, I agree though that Baragon should have been number 1.
Dude, his powers were fucking scary.
Yeah.
You did not want to mess with that stuff, dude. It's like
Who was
not at
number
all.
3? It was the bitch, right?
yeah, number 3. Number 3 was the
Harabelle.
Yeah. She had like rockets or something, I think.
Harabelle, I thought she
was like a shark bitch.
She totally earned her number 3. Like she was totally sick. Like,
Yeah, she had some sick boobies too.
maybe like Ukiura's second form would have beat her boobies, but like.
Okay, well, anyway, off that topic, we should be discussing the most recent chapters. So,
All right, so
pretty long tangent.
from what I remember, we missed up till the Headless Star 5, 6, and 7. So we will be discussing the Headless Star 5, 6, and 7.
So we have, I guess the biggest thing is Ishida is bouncing. Well, I guess they're taking up this opportunity from like the window that Ichigo left to go up to the Soul Palace, and then we saw Ichigo. He was like, Ishida, no! And then Chad and Titties showed up, and yeah,
Dude, they're totally
So
just
good.
doing
It's
like
interesting.
the Naruto and Sasuke thing, like where
yeah, but
A little,
like,
yeah, a little,
significantly
but-
worse though.
yeah.
With like no real reason to like. I don't give a shit about Ishida whatsoever. Does anyone care about Ishida?
Well,
I want
the
to.
reason that I have
want to,
invested,
but you don't, right?
the reason
I do a little.
invested my interest in Ishida is because he is a Quincy and he is like a pureblood and one of the last or something like that.
Yeah, no, I know, but I mean, like in
That's
terms of like just his significance to the main character you're supposed to be seeing this kind of whole story through. Like, does he really matter?
Well, he's significant to the situation.
Yeah, but that's not enough, though. I mean, I don't give a shit about Ishida, man. Like, when was the last time he was, like... I think the last time he was, in any way significant was in
Soul
Hyuga
Society
Mundo,
arc.
right? No, in Hyuga Mundo, didn't he fight, like, one of the... Espada? No, if he didn't...
No, he did nothing.
Oh, so he fought in Soul
No,
Society
he was-
in the
he
very
was-
first, like,
Yeah.
main arc. Okay, so
That was
he
back-
hasn't been significant since the fucking
Soul
first
Society arc.
arc.
The first major
Yeah, so,
arc.
like, who the hell gives a
No,
shit?
I mean, I think you touched on it. He was like this core group of friends was significant in the beginning of the Huecamundo arc.
And even
it
then,
got all kind of carried away.
And even then, though, he wasn't like that important within that group of friends. I cared
there.
way more about Orihime and Chad, which they got sidelined like major.
Yeah,
and if they got sidelined, then Ishida was like, dude, not really.
He was important to them. I mean, he like volunteered to go, and I don't know. He had lost his powers. He got them back. I was down. Like,
but what did he do with his return to powers?
Nothing.
Well, bro. I mean, he was pretty raw. I don't know. He fought. Anyway, that's beside the point. But I'm interested to see, in terms of the plot, what this whole use, like, what's his use, like, what's going to be done with him.
I agree with Alex in that, like, his significance in the story as a whole is kind of whack. Like, he was a huge part of Soul Society arc. Like, he made it happen for them in, like, kind of a big way. And then just kind of fell off the story completely. Even his little flashback with his daddy, and, like, that was like, all right, whatever. Like, if Kubo can tie that back in right now, like, with him being significant again, then
maybe it might.
Then
it might change your feelings towards him. I agree.
Yeah.
But like otherwise, it's like, I don't really. It's kind of really out of left field for me. It's like he hasn't really been relevant for a long time, not in any sort of really meaningful way. And the guy's weak. He's really weak compared to like how.
I mean, he was weak, but I think
and
now
he
might be.
Like,
dude, I know, but that's what I'm saying though. It's like it just doesn't make any sense that he would just be able to like get this powerful, considering all the things that Ichigo had to deal with. Like, I mean, like, could you believe?
I don't think he's on Ichigo's level, like, at all.
Okay, well, then why is he like this sort of like key essence point in the final concluding arc of this entire series?
What I have in mind
it's so dumb.
Is how like all the Sternritter can use like the Quincy arrows and shit and like the Volstandig, and then they also have their own additional power.
Yeah, like a Bankai of their own.
Right? Maybe like his like additional power is something significant to Juhabak to where he's actually.
So like maybe it's not like a strength necessarily. It's more of like a sort of like a ceremonial or like a ritual,
a useful
power,
thing. Like
okay, well maybe, I can buy into that.
Maybe he's the one that has to like kill the Soul King or whatever. Like. It's like that's like his ability, like as a pure blood or whatever. I don't know.
Okay, I think I can buy into that.
I buy in.
I know he's got that pure blood for sure.
I dig that they brought him back in, especially since this final arc is about Quincy's.
Right? Yeah.
But I agree that the way they brought him in was kind of dumb. Like,
I mean, there should have been some sort of dialogue about it, right? Like he should have came in, and he should have been on the side of what are they called? Not shamans, they're called Shinigami, right? And and it's like, he's like, why the hell would I team up with you people? You've been like out of my life, for forever, and you've never really been you haven't been significant to me whatsoever.
Plus you guys are assholes,
Yeah, and then I don't know, somehow Juhabak kind of talks him into the sort of like philosophy of the Quincy or something, Like
he's kind of conflicted because the Quincy and
you're missing the point.
Shinigami have
John,
always been feuding.
You're missing the freaking point. Like it doesn't that's what you have to address to make it relevant. But he hasn't done that whatsoever. Is what we're saying. It
has been addressed.
Not in a dramatically like sort of relevant way. It's like otherwise it just feels like really incomplete.
It has been
though. Stupid.
The only time that it has been like legitimately emotionally addressed is when they talked about it the first time that Ichigo whipped out his like retarded sword with Rukia back, and then he was like, "Oh, my grandpa died because you freaking Shinigami couldn't come save him." And then like they did the challenge of who can kill the more hollows.
I remember that. Yeah,
that's the only time
that should be addressed too. Like that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Right, because it's like talking about the sort of like cycle of spirits. Basically, it's like almost like the circle of life for the Shinigami. Right, it's like you wreck the hollow soul and it basically becomes purified and it comes back into Soul Society, right? And in the Quincy's, on the other hand, they just kind of destroy it and it kind of messes with the whole spiritual ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
And like there should have been some sort of like dialogue there where Juhabak is talking about why that needs to happen, and like that talks him into like joining along. But I don't really feel like it's going to be addressed whatsoever. It's really more just like just a battle of powers now. It's like
because to me it's like pretty obvious that like even if I was a Quincy, I would see like, all right, like we're killing these souls and they're not coming back. Maybe we should stop this.
It's really simple. Actually, and I think that's part of the reason why it's also kind of dumb. But if you're gonna bring that in, it needs to be addressed. It's kind of like saying like, okay, look, like we're the tree cutters, and we cut the trees, but we also plant seeds. And you guys, don't you understand that you're not planting the seeds after you cut the trees down? It's like a really stupid, like, obvious sort of observation you can make, but it's like, you know.
So
I'm not too sure about the history of all that. Like, I'm sure it's been addressed, but I can't really remember so well. But I think Ishida, like, we didn't need to see, like, a chapter of Yhwach, like, convincing Ishida, like, this is the path of righteousness. Like, I think Ishida was forced into it just because of the conflict between the two sides, right? That's what I'm to assume. And, like, when he got his powers back, or when his dad helped him get his powers back, his dad said, like, I'll do this for you, but you can never ally yourself again with the Shinigami. But he did anyway. So I think there is this conflict, which I agree with you to an extent, Alex, that, like, Kubo hasn't really flushed it out as much as he should have. Like, he's addressed it and he's touched on it, and he's set himself up for some, like, really nice moments and, like, a really nice story. I think this whole arc could have been so much more interesting, but he really, like, just rushed into it.
He Kubo'd it, man.
So a lot of things, he Kubo'd it. A lot of things, I guess we're to assume, like, have been happening behind the scenes, right? Like, oh, I don't know when or where Ishida was approached by this motherfucker, but he did, and he joined the side, and we're to assume it's because he has a natural allegiance. Well, actually, maybe it's not his true heart allegiance, but it's kind of like, how can you choose between the guys who are about to get slaughtered and the guys who are gonna fuck them up? So
also, to add to that, how can you say no to this fool that, like, killed Yamamoto? Like, it was a joke, you know? Like, what are you gonna do?
Right.
No, man, I'm gonna fight against you, bro. Like, you can't say no. Like,
Ishida's not exactly, that's not his character, though. He's not someone who's just, like, only willing to follow anyone who's, like, the strongest. Otherwise, he would have teamed up with Aizen, right?
Well, I mean, no, definitely not.
because Aizen was trying to kill.
Yeah, no, I mean, so this is kind of, I mean, I know you're just making a funny observation, but it's like, yeah, that's obviously not his motivator there.
Yeah, his motivator isn't to be with the winning side, but it's to be with the side that he shares blood with, right? Mm-hmm. So I guess that's his, I don't know if it's a motivation so much as it's like he needs to do it for his own protection.
Yeah, I think like...
Or his family's protection.
He could potentially be scared of for his life, you know, like...
Okay, right, listen, I'm just gonna bring this thing up, okay? Because, alright, so... You guys were just saying earlier, like, oh, this is a lot like Naruto, right? That's what you said maybe, like, 7 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Right?
Him, like,
so, I mean, kind of just like a throwaway comparison, not really serious.
Oh, John, yeah, I think you kind of lagged there a little bit. What'd you say?
Oh, I was just saying it was kind of like a throwaway comparison, not really, like, serious.
Not serious, but, I mean... Okay, so I kind of want to look at that, though. I want to look at why you're just saying it's a throwaway comparison. So, you're saying it's a comparison because, kind of like Sasuke, this, like, past friend has suddenly switched sides on the people, even though it's like, we were such good friends.
And they did a lot of missions together.
Yeah, right? So that's what you guys are alluding to. Am I correct?
Yeah. That's what I was alluding to.
Yeah, Justin made the point. Let's clear that up.
Okay. Well, okay, so I just want to say that, like, I guess my observation with, at least in terms of writing, why this just evokes such a strong reaction in me, in the sense that it's just, like, kind of not done right, is that with, like, the whole, like, Sasuke thing, right? It was important because, like, Naruto and Sasuke both, you know, like, experienced loneliness from childhood, and they both kind of had to deal with that, and... they were becoming good friends and becoming closer, and Sasuke, who had always been kind of hell-bent on the need to become powerful in order to enact revenge, like, he was combating that within his sort of inner self, between being kind of like mentally healthy and living a good life with his friends that he's developed, or choosing to throw away all the sort of like bonds and things that he had created in order to ensure himself like really, really strong power. So he threw away all his friendships in order to go with Orochimaru and get power, right? Like, you can understand exactly what the motivators are. You can understand what the sort of like moral dialogue is between the two things right there, which is like, yeah. And so you understand what that's about. Like on another level, you understand like thematically why that's significant. What is significant here with Ishida in relevance to the main character Ichigo, which is really the only person we should be really, really focusing on? What is the significance here between these two and this sort of like tension that exists between them?
Well, I think it's even simpler than what you said. Like, the reason why we're not feeling like we did when Sasuke left is because Kubo didn't establish enough time between this core group of friends. And I think he let like all the other aspects of the story like take over. Well, obviously he did. Like it got to a point where these friends weren't as relevant to us as the audience anymore.
Well,
of course they're still relevant to the character
right.
Ichigo.
And that was the argument I was making though. I was just saying like there should have been a sort of thing earlier in which Ishida was on the side of the Shinigami because these Quincy's weren't relevant to his life whatsoever, and then suddenly they appear, and when Bach talks him into it for whatever reason, he talks him into it, maybe you can get a better understanding, and Kubo could kind of flesh out whatever this sort of like moral dialogue exists between these two sides fighting each other, but it doesn't exist whatsoever. And I think you were saying earlier that it wasn't necessary, and I totally disagree with that. Is kind of what I was trying to get at. Like,
yeah,
but I mean, it seems like you are pointing that out though. It's like, yeah, he didn't establish enough time. Time is kind of like an ambiguous term. It's not really just about, time. It's about like, as a writer, what's going on between the characters and what are they talking about and what's like their sort of values and why do certain ones like feel certain ones are more necessary and which ones do the audiences agree with, and that's kind of what you have to tie into the story, and it's like it's totally non-existent, and that's why it kind of feels completely unimportant.
Well, okay, the reason I say time was necessary was because he's given us these moments to justify like Ichigo's feeling of betrayal right now. Like, he's given us those moments, but not enough time for them to grow or to have like gotten or been shown as being really strong. So, like, there have been the moments, like, definitely have.
Yeah.
Like, they started off as rivals, and, like, there was a clear, like, Ishida had a clear hatred for Shinigami, and, like, they explained that, and then, like I explained, his dad gave him this ultimatum, but Ishida was kind of always saying, like, oh, I'm not doing this for Shinigami. I'm not doing it to help you. I'm doing it to help friends. Like, he was always making that point clear, even if we don't remember, because we've only seen those moments, like, once or twice. And because all these other elements of the story have really taken precedent over this friendship, so
back in the Soul Society arc, he gave up his power for like the actual freaking.
Yeah, exactly.
Justin's got a good.
All right.
Oh, you got a phone call?
Yeah, he's good.
I did have a phone call, but now we're back.
Jesus, bro.
He gave in the Soul Society arc. He gave up his powers willingly to save his friends or to help them move on to the next stage. Remember when he was fighting the Maori captain, the fool that summons that weird ass baby alien shit? And he's like, all right, like if I use this, I cannot use arrows again.
Yeah.
And he did, and he like beat that weird ass thing, and like he was like, all right, now I have no powers, but it's okay because I let my friends move on.
I have the kind of
dude,
question,
I love that Bankai. Dude.
I have the
it's
kind
hilarious.
of question that that motivator there too, though. It's like, hold on 1 second. You good?
Okay, pause.
No, we're good. All right, I have to question about motive because I don't really feel like he gave up. Like, first off, I think it was dumb that he had to do that. But, I mean, I don't think he necessarily gave up his powers for the sake of his friends, more so than it's like, think about the situation, right? Like,
it was the situation and for his friends, I think.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I guess you can kind of make the argument, but it's not really the prime motivator there. It's like, throughout that arc, are you talking about Hyukomundo? Is it within Hyukomundo? Was it in Soul Society?
It was in
Soul Society, yeah. So it's like, Kubo antes up major on the story by kind of emphasizing, and this was probably around the first time, just how strong these guys are. These motherfuckers are so strong, it's like, you gotta go all out in order to stop them. And so, in his attempts to make these kind of like weaker side characters relevant, it's like that was kind of what was necessary for him to survive. It's like, it was also a stake of pride for Ishida, because Ishida had always been about, hey, Shinigami, or,
definitely pride,
fuck Shinigami, like, I'm so much better, like, look how many of these things I can kill with my arrows, right? And so when he's fighting that captain, and he can't compare, it's like, yeah, he gives up his powers in order to beat him because one, it's a matter of life and death, and two, it's more of a matter of his pride, and then three, maybe friendship, but only if that had been really fleshed out a little bit more, but it wasn't. So I'm left really mainly to think that it was a matter of pride and survival. So like, I don't know. Like,
well, which kind of
generally speaking,
which
I
resonates into why he joined with the Quincy side in this case, right? If it's about his pride,
maybe. But I mean, it's like, yeah, that's kind of weak too. Like that needed to be. We needed to see more of that as well. Then, if it was really just
we needed to see more of him before he like nutted all his powers out. That's what I think.
Yeah,
but
if it was a matter of his pride, then we should have been seeing like certain like segments of chapters dedicated to him, just fuming at the mouth, just like really upset, like God damn it, the Shinigami, they're like actually stronger than. Are they really just stronger than Quincy? Is my existence totally like irrelevant because I'm not really like
my life is a lie.
Yeah, basically like that. We should have been seeing that to understand why, but
Well, what I like to throw in is Kubo can still potentially throw in a flashback.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like a weak way of doing it,
No, dude, flashbacks are always nice, man.
I mean, we saw his grandfather like killed by Shinigami, or we're to understand that's what happened. Oh no. That's not what happened.
He got killed by hollows and the Shinigami.
Yeah, the Shinigami like watched him get like mutilated. So I mean that's pretty heavy. Like, but I understand your gripes, because at this point in time we're supposed to be like, oh, Ichigo or Ishida, you cold bastard. Like, what are you doing? But I'm really just interested to see what happens with his purpose, and I think we'll see that happen. Well, of course we will. So.
All right. To move along, I think, I don't know, but I was disappointed that Inoue and Orihime and Chad even came back into the story. It's like it goes because Ishida was there. Like, if he's gonna throw in Ishida, might as well throw in the two other people in the crew back in.
Yeah, have to.
Might as well. But I thought it was kind of whack. And then they were like, oh no, like. Quincy arrows by the millions, and Inoue was like shield, so that's like it's cool. She can block shit again. Because remember when Grimmjow just like ate her shield like it was a joke? So cool.
I thought you were gonna say ate her something.
Oh, Grimmjow wish, dog.
Yeah, dude.
Get your brain out of the gutter, man.
Dude, it's always in the gutter. Come on now.
Me too, dude. I try.
Speaking of in the gutter. But can we talk about that? Like, was it in the latest chapter where what was that character? The cross-dresser smells like semen.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What the hell?
Okay, dude.
What's that about? I don't understand.
All right, just to clarify, what happened was like the one like zombie Sternritter chick, quote unquote.
He looks like a cockroach, right?
Yeah.
Supposed to resemble a cockroach.
Is there?
Are we supposed to be calling it he now? Is that what we're doing? Is it a he?
All right. We'll determine that at the end of the discussion. All right. What happens is the other cross-dresser of the story, the pretty boy guy in the bald guy's team or whatever. What are they called? Division.
I don't remember him at all. I feel like I've never seen him before, but I guess
no, dude. He's the one that
he
whips out the Shikai that like sucks out all the Reiatsu, and then you like.
You're talking about the guy who calls him like a semen smelling.
Yeah, that's the guy.
I feel like I've never.
Yeah, dude,
seen him
he's eyelashes, man. That's his name, eyelashes.
I don't recognize him at all.
He's the guy that had like his like Shikai turned into a sickle, like he's a farmer, and it's like actually this is just like a fake sword. My actual Shikai does this. And,
that kind of sounds familiar.
And like the
he's been around, but not really like.
He's always
intense.
With Ikaku, yeah.
Huh.
Dude.
They're like butt buddies, basically.
It's just funny that the guy that you said Ikaku, because that sounds similar to Bukaku. And we're on like the topic of semen.
Bukaki.
But anyway, yeah, he goes like, oh, and also you're a boy, aren't you? And she was like, what? And he was like, I can smell it. He says, you reek of semen. Which,
how'd you know?
Like, I want to know what the Japanese translation was for that. Was it literally just like, you reek of semen? Like,
all right, that might be like the gayest thing ever said in history. If he said, oh, you're a boy, aren't you? I think you're really pretty. We should date sometime. That wouldn't have been as gay as him saying, you reek of semen. Like,
And what does that mean? That the guy can like literally smell into the other guy's ball sack, or that like he had taken like a lot of cocks earlier and just like
I know,
didn't wash the semen off properly.
He's like literally never showered.
Yeah, like I don't understand what the hell he was trying to get.
His manliness is so potent that you can smell the semen off of him. Jesus Christ, dude, that's so nasty. Then I wonder.
I mean, it could just be a chick that gets like mad dick, man.
Dude, I wonder what Kenpachi must smell like to him, then, dude. Because god damn, dude.
You know what? I think I figured out. It's like he cross dresses and looks like a girl, right? And without a doubt, I think the audience thinks that he was a girl.
Yeah.
Right. And so that probably means he fooled other guys, right? And so just like that, and that's why he makes the scene.
Yeah.
Which is freaking nasty.
Which is totally Japanese.
I don't know if that's totally Japanese. It's like, I think it's just Kubo. It's like, Kubo is just like out of his mind. I have no idea what the hell he does.
He was listening to something.
Kubo's like, you know what this chapter needs? Fucking semen.
John?
Huh?
John
Kubo was totally listening to some like rape-fueled death metal music when he wrote that part of the story, dude. Like,
I think we've talked about semen more than enough for a day.
Well, okay, yeah, it definitely needed to be discussed though. That was probably the most interesting development that's occurred within the last like 50 chapters. All right, so Juhabak has arrived to the Zero Division's the Soul King's palace, right?
Yeah.
The palace.
The phallus.
Yes, the phallus.
The phallus.
The soul phallus.
He goes to the palace. Okay, the most like puzzling thing that I've ran into so far was when Hashwalt is like, "Oh, I'm sorry," like out of nowhere. He says, "My apologies." So in that part, he goes like, "My apologies," and then he says, "Why are you apologizing?" And then he says like something about like, "Oh, having gazed upon this decrepit gravestone, have you felt some minuscule fraction of emotion?" And he just says, "My deepest apologies." Like, and I was honestly expecting him to betray Juhabak right there. But what happens is he goes like, "Nah."
Just get it.
Yeah.
Fucking like, shank him.
Yeah, exactly. But then he goes, "Nah, I'm gonna drop some black stuff," which is like cool because the Quincy's are always about wearing white and all their shit is white, and he uses a black door in order for them to come through to this palace.
It's symbolic.
Symbolic.
It's symbolic of the duplicity of the
symbolic.
Quincy. Symbolic. Now, John, we were talking about this earlier, and I kind of agree with what you were saying. I think there's something buried at the Soul King's palace, like probably that has something to do with Juhabak. And so the guy is apologizing, saying like, "I'm sorry for whatever it is that's here." You know?
Yeah, like, "Oh, this dishonors me to look upon this grave. Ah,
yeah,
it hurts me because it hurts you."
He's basically Kabuto, like Orochimaru's
He's basically
Kabuto.
like got his nose all the way up Hashwell's or Juhabak's like asshole right now. Like, "Make me your number one, please. I need it.
Yeah.
Let me suck your dick."
Yeah, he's Kabuto.
Yeah. So, but there's still like a lot of mystery surrounding everything that the Soul King is and all this stuff. So maybe there's some weird tie. Yeah. I'm hoping there's some weird tie.
You know what my guess is for the Soul King?
What?
It's what's his face? The guy.
It's Aizen.
It's the guy with the fedora looking hat. It's not a fedora.
It's Urahara.
Like, yeah, it's Urahara. Yeah, he's the Soul King.
Be
He's been the Soul King the whole time, man.
It's probably gonna be I don't know who's a character that's like
it's that lion doll thing.
Oh god.
What's his name?
It was you all along.
Yeah.
Cone.
Yeah,
Those are the good days.
So
Cone was pretty fucking hilarious.
So this guy right here with the ridiculous hair that comes out to stop them, Tenjiro Kirinji. He is the first officer of the Zero Division. I did not catch that before. So he has some sort of like strength to him, I'm sure. He's the one that like gives people their
he was the creator of the Shikai, I think, right? Wasn't he? And then he
No, he was the
cleans-
creator of the Zanpakuto.
Oh, the Zanpakuto.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah, Zanpakuto.
What's it called before it's a Zanpakuto?
Wait, no. The guy with the crazy like afro, he created.
Oh,
Zanpakuto.
yeah, that's right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. You're right.
This guy created.
No, he's a healing guy.
Yeah,
When-
yeah.
when
You go in
shower
there,
in
you
his
can
bath
heal.
and you're
Yeah,
healed.
yeah.
Kimpika.
What is it?
His sword, Kimpika.
I don't know. I don't know what you're doing right now.
On page 15, he says Kimpika, gilded splendor. Gilded.
All right, guys. Here's
Yo.
here's the question. Okay, what's gonna happen? Is it Juhabak, Hoshwald, and Ishida fight the Zero Division? Each of those
Like 1v1.
Yeah, each of those Zero Division characters, and they duke it out, epic style, and we see like a pretty like strong standstill until eventually Juhabak beats them, or is it gonna be B? Are we gonna see sort of like short bursts of the combat, but then Juhabak ultimately kind of wins pretty quickly? I'm talking within maybe like a few chapters, or is it gonna be C? Is it going to be just kind of like a cutaway, and suddenly are we going to see the Zero Division on the floor all beaten to a pulp like easily? Is it going to be D? Is it going to be D? Is it going to be the D? God damn it. Is it going to be D? Zero Division defeats Juhabak. What happens? Clearly not D.
I don't think Zero Division is gonna beat him.
Yeah.
Because story.
Yes.
Because Kubo.
Yeah.
But
That's cool.
Wouldn't that be great though? Would that be such
It
like?
would be so great.
It would be such a turn of events. It's like, oh,
I'd be so happy if that
no idea
happens.
how strong Zero Division is.
like
Yeah, like wow, clearly we underestimated this whole plan. And he just like they like wipe the floor with him, and like he has to crawl back to like Wakamundo,
That'd be hilarious.
and then we have to spend like another 5 years watching like the regrowth of the power of the Stern Ritter. Man, what a monkey wrench that would be.
That'd be so great. That'd be hilarious.
In some alternate universe, that's happening right now. Actually. He's actually writing that.
Alright, so
But it'll probably be. You
I
said
think-
B,
I
like
think all
short
th-
bursts, right?
I don't think the Zero Division will touch any of those three. I think that's what's gonna happen. Like they'll all get wrecked.
so you think C then?
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. I feel like
You
it's
know what?
gonna be B just because Kubo's gonna want to show a little bit. Of
Just
them,
a little
But
tease.
ultimately, he's like these characters don't matter,
Yeah.
and so they're just
They
gonna
don't.
they're just gonna be used as sort of like fodder to like emphasize how strong Bach really is, right? Like that's kind of like what their purpose, their existence is.
How good at composing he is.
Nice. I'd like to at least see the two who we didn't really get to see, like the big fat guy and the woman with like the spider arms or whatever.
What if like this?
I'd like to see them at least do something,
Yeah.
even if they get knocked out. Like I just want to see them do something because we didn't see what their purpose was.
Well, Kubo's kind of bad about reveals. Like, he doesn't show us what we want to see. He shows us all this other shit.
Exactly. He doesn't show us what we want to see, but he shows us too much of other things.
Yeah, he spends like 3 pages on the seamanship development. You know how much 3 pages is?
Yeah.
In
Yeah, that's a
Shonen
lot.
Jump, man? It's like that's how much he spent.
That's like 10 pages,
Especially
in, One
in
Piece
like
content.
Kubo world, like where he writes like extremely short chapters. Like,
Yeah, it's like
Three
it's an
pages?
immense
Oh
amount
my
of
God.
page real estate.
But time will tell. Probably C, because the Headless Star will go on for like 50 chapters if he shows like intense dukes or intense battles.
Which is unfortunate because I think everyone wants to see the Zero Division kicking ass.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll come back in a big way later.
I think they were
don't know.
saying at one point that one of the officers of the Zero Division is stronger than all of Serity combined.
I remember hearing that too.
Yeah, and it's like it's gonna
Yeah,
be
probably.
ridiculous if all 5 of them just lose.
Except for
Yeah.
Yamamoto. It must be except for Yamamoto.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be, but I mean, he wrote that in anyway though. Just to
Yeah,
sound
I,
good.
no, I definitely remember that. It was like what are they called? The Gote 13.
Yeah.
One of like the Zero Division like officers or whatever I heard was like stronger than the Gote 13. So
Yeah, I'm sure it was said. But probably just like typical hyperbole by Kubo's part.
But you know what though? would you think that one of the division of Zero Division is stronger than Yamamoto?
No, that's impossible. It's not possible.
Because
I'm sure Yamamoto would have been invited, but he was like, nah,
I gotta be the president of the Gote 13. Right?
What I think is like all of the Zero Division all have a purpose other than being strong.
Yeah, they have like certain skill sets that are very specific to
like
the insurance of the whole society and the structure of it.
Exactly. And I don't think Yamamoto had anything like that. Like
he was just really ridiculously strong.
Yeah, I don't think like his fire thing was relevant to the Soul King at all, and that's why he wasn't a Zero Division guy.
I also feel like it's like part of his character though. I think he just felt that his best place was in instructing and commanding.
Yeah.
Basically
definitely.
The army of the Soul Society.
He wants to be that like first line of defense, I think. But I think the way I saw it was like being a Zero Division captain is like the Nobel Peace Prize of this world. Like you did something to further Shinigami kind, so come join our Zero Division.
Yeah.
But I think that probably should wrap it up for Bleach today.
All right.
So good stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Next week I'm predicting. Yeah, we were just talking about this, but I think funny hair guy gets wiped out. The next guy comes. Maybe there's a reveal as to why, like Ishida's there. Probably not Kubo. But yeah, good chat.
We might see a little bit on both fronts, right? A little bit of the Zero Division stuff, a little bit of the like Shinigami fighting the Sternritter stuff. That's about it.
Oh, and like Kubo's attempt to like end his chapter epic was not that epic, but just to throw it in there, the zombie girl has Bombietta and she brought her back. Wait,
yeah, that's interesting.
Bombietta is like the leader of that posse, right? That's what it was?
I forget what she did.
She was the leader of the posse.
What was her ability?
She threw like those little white bombs that exploded if you touched them.
I don't remember that.
Hence the name Bombietta.
Yeah.
But then I remember they came in like she must have nutted on her or something and then got that zombie.
Yeah.
So gross.
That's kind of funny. Like that's probably exactly how it happened. She's like, "All right, yeah, bitch, I'm gonna fucking nut right in your mouth. I'm gonna make you my bitch."
Whoa, John.
Yeah, sorry guys. If you're under the age of 13 and you're listening to this, sorry.
Still laugh your ass off anyway.
Yeah. Do not ask for parents' permission because they will not give it to you.
Don't ask them what it means. Just look it
Just
up
forget
on
I
the dictionary.
said it.
Okay, so now we are on the topic of One Piece. Chapter 751 and 752. Sabo versus Admiral Fujitora and Palm. No idea what that is in reference to. But okay, so the very first page of 751, we see a mysterious shadow within...
Which is Palm?
No, this is 751. Sabo versus Admiral Fujitora.
Got it.
We see like a mysterious figure inside a ship underneath the water, and I think it was very clear that it looked like it was Jinbei, and 752's front page definitely explains that yes, it is Jinbei.
Actually, I thought it was that like the swamp Logia guy. Because I'm totally interested in him.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna freaking fuck shit up at some point. I feel like he's gonna go talk to Kaido.
I was being sarcastic. I really hope he never comes back.
No, but I mean, he listened
he will,
in,
though.
and he has information, so he's gonna tell someone.
What ship was he last seen on?
He's with Jinbei. Jinbei caught him.
Okay,
I thought he like sacrificed himself to save some grandma or something.
He did. Okay, real quick. I unfortunately have not been keeping up with the cover photo stories.
I don't either, really. So it's cool, man.
Yeah, I generally speaking, try to remember like certain key things.
Because I remember sometimes they do like reveal something pretty big in the covers, but generally they just do nothing. So
word.
I don't know. I haven't been keeping up.
Yeah, half the time they're not even story related.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, like look at someone's having tea.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like...
Well, it's kind of cool because, like, the last handful were all, like, they were, like, reader suggestions, which is totally awesome that Oda does that kind of, like, fan interaction.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so where do you guys think Jinbei's headed right now? What is he doing? You think he's joining the fray? Is he gonna meet up with Sanji to take on Big Mom? What's going on?
Oh yeah, I totally forgot Sanji was doing that.
Yeah.
Sanji, Nami, and
Chopper, I think.
Chopper.
And then I think is Brooke in there too? I think Brooke's there too.
Yeah,
right?
Brooke is there.
Yeah, dude, that's a weak team, man. How are they gonna take on Big Mom shit? That makes no sense.
Yeah, they can take on a lot of people with that team, but not Big Mom. Definitely not a Kaido. Like hell no. Or what are they called? Yonko.
Yonko, yeah.
Yonko.
You know what's gonna happen in this cover series? Okay, on the cover of Palm, it's the Lost Sea Kitten, so it's gonna be all about this kitten. It's not gonna be relevant to the general story. It's gonna be about this kitten. He's gonna try and find this kitten's like
the big mama kitten, the
Sea King mom or something.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's gonna be dumb.
It's gonna be a catfish.
Yeah. I hope
Zing.
not, but we'll see.
But anyway, back to
the story. Yeah.
All right, I just want to point out that like Sabo's attacks are all like hand. He like squeezes shit. So I hope,
he's definitely got that Luffy-esque physical style.
But I think it would be horrible for him to masturbate. That is all. Now we'll continue
what if he imbues
because his hands are like super calloused.
You know, what if he imbues hockey into his cock though? Then it's like ultra.
Then when he nuts in someone's face, they die. Like literally, they die.
It's like a shotgun blast.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's logically, if that makes sense in the world of One Piece. Like if you imbue armament hockey into your penis and then you nut, like is it like a hockey blast? Demon? Just like
it's like
destroy rocks.
It'd be funny if you use the defense hockey and like it's like a condom and you'll never get AIDS or anything.
That'd be very convenient.
Super.
So yeah, Sabo always talks about dragon's talons as his hand, and it just so happens that Dragon is the leader of the revolutionaries.
Right, so he was taught that combat from...
Yeah, he probably was trained by Dragon, and Dragon probably does something of that sort as his fighting style. I don't know if this guy was meant to be a throwaway character, but this Vice Admiral, they talked about him way too much for him to have been thrown away just like that, you know?
Are you talking about the guy with the mask or whatever?
Yeah. Like, in this arc, he's been coming out too much for him to just be thrown away, so I don't know what's going on
What's his name?
Bastille.
Yeah,
I feel like...
Oh, that's a cool name, man.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the proper way to use characters as, like, stepping stones as, like, in terms of being able to measure strengths, though, you know? Like, I think Oda does this well, because whenever we see Bastille, like, we're always given a lot of really, really great development and characterisms from the characters that matter, and Oda's also sure to put in, like, Vice Admiral ranks and things to, like, give us a general idea of how people stand up against each other.
Yeah.
And I think he's pretty clear about the fact that Bastille actually is not that important, though. You know? Like, he might talk him up just so we can get a measure of how people view Bastille and his strength, and then how other people fare in comparison. And I think that's okay. I think that's a proper way to be able to show people who's stronger and who's not, you know?
The Marines were giving him a lot of respect, like, oh, that's a Vice Admiral, that's Vice Admiral.
Right.
And did he also, like, take out one of the contestants or something like that? In the Coliseum?
No, he was not. He never went.
That wasn't him? All right.
That was the other one. There was another Vice Admiral who snuck in.
And then he got taken out.
He got wrecked. He got wrecked by the barrier dude, I think.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Also, another reason why, to add to what you just said, that like he's not that important is because Fujitora is there.
Right.
As like Fujitora is clearly like leading the Marine.
But here's the thing, though. I think even if Fujitora wasn't there and he was like, "Oh no, the Marines are here," like I think Oda's pretty clear about the fact that the Marines are here is like a sort of thing, another obstacle. Is the kind of the way he shows it and portrays it. Like they're a nuisance that you have to get over, on top of all the other shit that's going on in this city, right? So even if it was just Bastille, I feel like we wouldn't necessarily take Bastille that seriously. I think it'd be interesting depending on who's going up against him. Like if I saw Frankie had to fight Bastille, I would be kind of interested in that. I would want to see, is Frankie strong enough to take on a Vice Admiral? That would be interesting. Yeah. But I think in general though, Bastille is not. He's there to kind of be used as a measuring stick, and appropriately he was used in that way. Right?
Yeah. I get what you mean though, Justin. Sometimes I get frustrated that like vice admirals are so, I don't know.
Whatever.
Like some of them are just so like, not anything. Like I remember Smoker was like the shit.
And he's not even vice admiral. He's like he was, what was he again?
He was just a commander, or no. Captain, I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah, he was like, no, he wasn't a vice admiral. He was something below that. And then he
actually, maybe now he is a vice admiral.
No, he's like a commander of the G5. So he's not. Yeah, I don't know.
But he's probably that combat.
Yeah, he's definitely at that level, I think.
Yeah.
Because he, I mean, granted, he got wrecked by what's his face, the right hand man of Doflamingo.
Yeah, the one guy.
Yeah, he got wrecked by him, but he was still like fighting him on some level.
Yeah,
so it's like, yeah, he's definitely vice admiral.
And like, if it's Doflamingo's right hand man and Doflamingo's like, because that guy was a Marine guy, right? He was in the Marine Corps.
He was a spy.
Yeah, so like, if it's something on that scale, the guy's obviously strong. So like, I understand that Smoker can't beat him, but I don't know, man. I feel like the vice admirals are kind of like throwaway characters every time.
Almost, I would say, yeah, almost every time.
Except for Garp, obviously.
Yeah, but Garp, we all know that Garp's not vice admiral.
Yeah, he used to be an admiral, right? Like,
yeah.
Based Garp.
Based Garp.
And I think it was pretty significant that the meteor got chopped up by the birdcage.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's insane. How is it that the strings are so strong that they can withstand a meteor?
Because I'm not gonna lie, before this chapter, I thought about it, and I was like, "Isn't there someone on that island that could cut that? Like, there has to be at least one person, like let's say Zoro, that could cut those." But like,
it's kind of OP actually. I think it doesn't make any sense.
But like seeing that, like the meteor got like cleanly diced by that shit, like
it's adamantium steel, bro.
Is it really?
No.
I don't know. I mean, maybe if he's like a string man. I mean, it's not like there's any sort of specific sort of like rule where it's like your strings can only be yarn.
Yeah,
like, maybe it can be strings of anything. You know, maybe it is
lightsaber
steel. Yeah, a lightsaber strings. Yeah. That'd be so insane. That'd be scary as hell.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna cut this island in half with a single string.
Yeah.
I think if maybe what's his name? Doflamingo. Maybe he has the ability to like weave his strings or whatever the fuck he uses to like puppeteer. Maybe he can weave into like fibers, and that's what these are made of.
Fiber. For that good.
Maybe that'd be cool if he could like fucking Spider-Man with his strings. I mean, he essentially does with the clouds, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
But he needs to do that shit more, man. Like, just like blast webs at people. Like, that'd be dope.
Well, he kind of does that. He did that termite toe thing on the cow. That was essentially just shooting a string at it and it screwed.
No, but like literally do the hand thing and shoot webs, man. That's right.
Spider flamingo.
Yeah.
My Delphi senses.
My Delphi senses. No, yeah, but this
That'd
battle,
awesome.
though, Sabo versus Adamo Fujitora has been pretty epic.
Yeah. Okay, that's kind of what I was trying to get to. Like, we didn't need Vice Admiral Bastille to get wrecked by Sabo to show how strong he is.
Yeah,
Sabo's fighting on par with Fuji fucking Tora. Like, we didn't need to see that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think also Bastille had to be taken care of, right? Yeah. He was there in the vicinity, and it's like
I would have been happy. I'm like I can't even believe that I'm doing this, but like I would have been happier if Fujitora sent Bastille and a squad of Marines to somewhere else on the island, and they were a nuisance somewhere else too.
Yeah,
I was literally just thinking that.
I can see that. I think
we need one of those moments where it's like, stop, you'll get crushed.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what Bastille was trying to say, though.
Yeah.
Bastille was saying, you guys need to get away from here because none of you stand a chance against this guy. And
no, but Fujitora, if he was any sort of like a responsible admiral, he should have been like, stop, motherfucker, you're going to die.
That's the whole point, though. I mean, he knew that, he kind of had an idea that the meteors would get wrecked by the strings.
Yeah,
and like it started falling on the citizens, and he just didn't give a shit. He was like, "Oh no!" Whoopsie.
He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, guys."
Yeah, it's very clear that he doesn't really give that much of a shit.
Yeah.
He's like, I wonder how many of my own men I can kill with this meteor.
Dude, honestly, man, Fujitora's character is extremely interesting to me.
Yeah,
to that.
He's really mysterious.
He's got this like blind justice sort of thing, and it's like you kind of trust him.
Like the things that like he cares about, like it's like is he just picking and choosing, like, or is
It
there like
sounds kind
some
of-
sort of moral judgment that he has?
it's very he appears really kind of philosophical to me.
Yeah.
You know, but it's kind of funny though that he just like that was kind of something that irritated me actually, because I kind of trust him, and I trust that he might do something beneficial to the main crew at some point in the story.
Aokiji.
Yeah, kind of like Aokiji, yeah. But this thing where he just kind of like wrecked the city and probably potentially killed thousands of people.
Yeah.
Doesn't bode well for his character.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
it
to say. So I'm kind of confused. To be honest,
he's got that amorality at times.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he's at. But yeah, I mean, back with the Bastille thing though, I agree. I think it could have gone either way. I think Fujitora could have said, "Hey, you guys need to get out of here," or not maybe Fujitora, but Bastille.
Yeah.
Bastille could have been like, "Okay, we ain't fucking with this. Everyone, let's bail. Let's
Yeah.
be more useful." in a
Fujitora's
place
got this.
that works.
That
for
guy
you. I
ate
can
the
see,
fire fruit. Like,
yeah, I can see that. Or I mean, I can also see that like Sabo basically just demolishing Bastille kind of shows us that like he's kind of merciless and like not really like.
He kind of is, dude. He like
he's pissed
crushed his
off.
face.
Yeah, he's like mad.
yeah.
You know, he's like, "Don't fuck with my little brother." It's
Well,
like,
he's
basically
also
what
a
he's saying.
revolutionary, and
Right,
they
right.
hate the Marines.
Right.
You know?
So in that sense, I think it makes sense. So I mean, I was okay with it. I think.
I think he could have. I would have liked to have seen him exercise a little more restraint. Like he basically broke his face. If One Piece wasn't so like kind to its like victims,
Yeah.
And, like-
I'm pretty sure he'd die.
Yeah.
He would have died just then.
Yeah.
Because like this guy is like breaking everything with his hands, and it's like, you think your face is. He's straight up said. He was like, for me to break a human skull,
like crushing an egg.
It's like
Yeah,
crushing an egg.
yeah.
Like so.
Yeah, and he did it. It wasn't like intimidation. He was just like, "Oh, by the way, this is what's going to happen right now." So
Yeah, but I mean,
Brace yourself.
that's what I'm saying. I think it just shows how serious he is about this. He's not some sort of like guy who's gonna be kind of like he's not someone who practices restraint on you guys.
Yeah.
Like you guys, I don't appreciate what you do. I don't respect your authority.
it's true.
This is what
The
I
Marines
think
like
it is.
blew him the fuck up when he
Yeah.
was a kid
It's
too.
it's also like the story. Oda's way of like differentiating between him and Luffy. Like Luffy would like not even try against them. You know, he'd be like, "Oh, whatever." Like,
He'd be like dodging him.
yeah, he'd be like, "Oh, you guys are here? Oh, well, get out of the way." Like, he's like, "Nah, dude. Like,
Yeah, he's like he takes no half measures. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
It's like somewhere
Strictly
down the
business.
line.
Shout out to Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. But yeah, he's like somewhere down the line. I think maybe his character is smart enough to be aware of the fact that Bastille could be a problem for someone else on his side, and it's like it would take literally zero effort for me to wipe him out of the equation right now, so I'm going to do it, and he just does.
exactly.
You know,
Maybe if he let Bastille go, like Luffy might have, like then like Bastille would cause like havoc elsewhere,
Yeah.
or like just being there. Like he is a vice admiral, like no doubt. Like in that world, that is some sort of like an
It's significant.
yeah,
definitely.
it's a significant thing. Like it's like a rank that you you earn. So okay, I see your point. I see your point.
I'm sure the Vice Admiral's like cleaned house outside of the New World, like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
like all the rookie
East Blue.
pirate captains and stuff. They just fuck them up and stuff.
East Blue would probably get shit on. Like that one fool. Oh, Don Krieg.
My baby blue.
Don Krieg, dude.
Don Krieg. We should change
Dude,
our
the
we should
champion
change
of our
name.
hearts, Don Krieg.
We should change our name to Don Krieg.
Don't you dare disrespect Buggy like that.
I'm sorry. That was sacrilege.
That was sacrilege. If I've
Yeah,
ever
that
heard
was-
sacrilege.
I will commit seppuku. But thanks to Buggy-sama, when I commit seppuku, I just get cut in half.
Oh
I
yeah.
reattach myself.
Definitely.
He's given me the power.
And this one page 10 of 751, I thought was awesome. Like they're explaining like, oh, like Fire Fist was like what the first commander, or was he the second commander?
He was the second commander.
Second commander of Whitebeard,
Yeah.
who had the fire fruits. Luffy's brother. Luffy's other brother, second command in the Revolutionary Army. Like that's who Luffy rolls with. Like that's Luffy's squad. Like I thought that was tight.
It's informative. It's also like kind of like it's got this sort of like
Epic moment.
yeah. It's what do you call it? Like it's not manly. It's like gusto-ish sort of like thing going on, and at the
like-
same time, it's
like
also,
bravado or something?
Yeah, bravado, and it's also emotional.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's really compact and just it says a lot. And yeah, that's kind of like why I think a lot of us love Oda so much. It's like he's just really, really just puts so much and compresses so much stuff in there. It's
all of this was done on one page. Like that's, or is this considered 2 pages?
I would say this is a spread. That looks like a spread page.
Okay, all of this.
It's kind of ironic though. Like at the bottom of that spread page, he's like, "If I'm ever asked for help by Luffy, no matter where in the world I may be, I'll do everything to come." But Ace died, so there's that.
and then it kind of does a flashback where it seems like he was unable to. So I think they're gonna get to that as well.
I'm sure. I guess maybe it would have been funny if Dragon was like, "No, don't go." Like if Dragon
that might have
is
been
just
what
like,
it was though. Maybe Dragon was aware of the fact that he wasn't strong enough to do anything about it.
And he might have died if he'd gone there.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I'm sure Sabo was strong at that time, but yeah, maybe not this level.
I think it was more significant that none of the revolutionaries were involved in that fight.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of strange because that should have been like the one place you would go.
Yeah, that would have been the most opportune moment for the revolutionaries to strike. So
yeah, dude,
Oda
major damage to the Marines.
Not having done that, I think it also like increases to the significance that the revolutionaries weren't there. That Sabo couldn't save his brother. That's like, I don't know, maybe in the future they'll reveal why the revolutionaries weren't there. Because the revolutionaries are just still one huge mystery to me. Like, and Robin, one of the crew members, was with them for like 2 freaking years.
Yeah, so she knows a ton, and she's like not saying anything to Luffy.
She's just like, nah, I won't tell you about Sabo. Like, I won't tell you shit.
Well, I won't tell you about your negligent father.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising that like Dragon didn't like pick him up when he was like 7 years old or something, and just like
he's probably never like done anything for Luffy. Well, actually, he's done some things.
Yeah, back on chapter 100, right? He protected him from Smoker, and he's like, "You live your
but
life
nothing like held him or took him out for ice cream or something."
Yeah,
like give him a hug.
Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery.
Daddy doesn't care.
Daddy wasn't there. All right. We'll come back to Manga World.
Let's move into what happened later in that chapter, anyway.
Okay, it does a thing where like the punching guy goes, "Hey, you guys, this is a secret tunnel in here. You guys got to go in here to get to wherever you need to go. Sunflower Fields."
I thought this was so stupid. I really didn't like this development in general.
When he went into
he goes into the tunnel, and then freaking Law's telling him, "You're being an idiot. Go get the keys." And he's like, "No, it's gonna be fine." And then they literally almost die. Like legitimately, like the story almost ended.
Right there.
All of One Piece almost concluded.
Narrow tunnel, water at the end.
Yeah.
Doflamingo, like, dude.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you guys? I thought
Luckily, it was a shadow clone, I guess.
It was a Kagefunshin.
It was actually a string clone.
Yeah. I don't understand this actually. Why is Doflamingo the only one who uses the clone powers? Like he's like supposedly he can use it.
He's the only smart one.
Are there other people that could potentially make clones?
Yeah, because if you can make a clone out of strings, then couldn't you make a clone out of like ice or like?
But ice doesn't move though. Ice is a solid.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense. Actually.
Stop bringing logic into this, Justin. Goddammit.
No, I like that. That's a good point actually, because I was thinking in terms of like Naruto, right? You can make like a wooden clone, and suddenly you can make it actually look like you. But in One Piece, though, their powers are simply the manipulation of ice. He might be able to shape the ice to look like him, but that doesn't mean he can make it actually look like him.
Because the water molecules don't move.
Right, that makes sense. But then the strings, though, like he might be able to color him up or something to the point where like so that makes
strings,
sense.
Like he can,
but even that's a stretch.
And he manipulates them.
Yeah, he could potentially have like a string on it the entire time, and like
honestly, Smoker should have clones for days then, man. If you could like make some smoke clones, and that's doable, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, when he launches and lets go of smoke, though, I don't think he controls it anymore.
Because it's not because Smoker's a Logia, and you can't say that Doflamingo's a Logia. It'd have to be a Paramecia type that would allow you to make clones. I think Zoan is a stupid
titties balls.
All right, cool.
I guess Doflamingo has the right power, so.
Yeah. Well, I kind of agree. I think he's like the only smart one.
Yeah.
But that's a thing.
Oh yeah, this would be really, really beneficial to me.
Yeah, and this is kind of a genius thing for me to do. Like,
This is really advantageous. Let me take advantage of it.
But I think the funniest part of that clone, or like the stupidest part maybe, is that like the legs always run away at the end.
The legs?
Yeah, you remember? Like every time he's made a clone and it gets lost, the legs would run away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. The 2 times that we've seen the clone so far, the legs run away.
Did that happen right here in this?
It does happen in the tunnel, and it happens when Aokiji runs into Doflamingo. Remember? After
it does? Wait, hold on. I need to see that.
Island?
That sounds like a pretty important detail.
You remember the Fire and Ice Island?
Yeah.
And afterward, Aokiji runs into Doflamingo.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The legs run away there.
Oh, you're right. It's happening.
The legs totally run away every time.
So are his feet real then, maybe?
It has to be like a clause of his power. A correlate.
Maybe he really likes like all the fake penises that he created, so he wants those back because he spends too much time like making them really glorious. So he wants to preserve the lower half.
Wait, no, I see. What is up with mangaka and like their lower halves? Freaking Madara with his lower half.
I guess it's humorous, I guess.
No, wait, no, I see that the legs were left there, but I didn't see it run away.
On page 10.
Yeah, no, on page 10, yeah, it's just chilling there. It's like on the ground, right? It's just chilling there. It's not actually running though.
If you go one page before, it says Russell.
Yeah, I think it fell over, right?
It's I guess like rustling
it's on
and moving.
Yeah, it looks like it fell over, but I don't think it's like running away. Otherwise, they would be like booking it, outside. No, it's just like
maybe it will.
there.
Maybe it will later.
No, I totally remember seeing it like dipping out, like well, not like legitimately like running. Like there's not like an actual panel where it's running away.
Yeah,
but it's in like the back of a panel. It's like moving away.
Well,
from
I mean,
them.
it's right there on page 10. It's chilling there while Abdul and whatever his name is, they're talking. Abdullah.
Anyway, I think this is kind of an arbitrary detail, so we should move on to the real like meat of the chapter 752.
It might not be an arbitrary detail though, but yeah, no, I agree. Okay.
Another piece of important plot thing is that Viola found the keys for Trafi's handcuffs. That is revealed. That's a big deal.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she did.
She did?
Yeah, she found the sea stone handcuff things. Like she has them. So
no, bro, Doflamingo has it.
Yeah, because there's a panel where he's holding it. Maybe Viola knows.
He's like flicking the key, and he's like, "Tasty, come get me, la."
So that's like definitely like huge. Like they need that way more than you.
They really need that key.
Yeah, like
Law needs that key for his own like self-preservation.
And Law is like a huge part of them beating Doflamingo, I think.
Yeah,
they won't do it without Law. And
he's got that intent, that resolve.
And I think, I'm not gonna lie, I think Law is gonna be their last crew member, dude.
You think so?
I'm not gonna lie, dude.
Better him than Barto.
I don't. Wait, you think he would be more appropriate than Barto?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
Dude, Barto is such no.
I would be down for Barto, but I think Law has a better case. Like,
I'm not. Barto is so, I don't know, uninteresting to me.
He is kind of like one-sided. He's just like a huge
He's a fanboy.
Fan.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the rest of his. Because none of the characters change. They're the same as they are since day one. So he'll just be a fanboy for the whole crew for the rest of his life.
Never
deal with
that.
Never meant to join. He's going to be an honorary, of course, crew member, an honorary Straw Hat. I think nothing would make Barto happier than to like give his life one day to.
He's not gonna do that though, but yeah, okay.
I mean, he's sacrificing himself now. Like he's like escorting these people across this war zone right now.
Yeah.
But I don't think he wants. I mean, I'm sure he wants to be a part of the crew, but I don't want it. That's just me though.
I wouldn't mind it. I think the Straw Hats could use with like a defense,
like a defensive power. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't necessarily have an issue with it. I think Oda could flesh out the character if he wanted to. I'm not really concerned about that.
I'm sure he could.
Yeah.
Like it's easy for him, but I don't know, man. Like I think it's done at this point. Do we really need another crew member? Like,
dude, they're definitely gonna get one for sure.
On chapter 752, we have the crew we're supposed to have. I think
so too. Yeah.
I think this is it.
What are you talking about?
For a while at least. I don't think.
No, forever.
No, they're gonna get another crew member because it just doesn't make because they need to match the same number that they have with Blackbeard. And also, I think before Luffy even goes, he says specifically he wants a certain amount, and they haven't reached that certain amount yet.
Also, Shanks had 10.
Yeah.
Oh, did he have 10?
Yeah, Shanks had exactly 10.
I thought he had 9.
Nope.
Nope. Shanks had 10, dude. I remember. I can't list them to you, but I remember.
Unchill. I'm fine with Djembe coming back for like the last standoff if they need 10, but I don't want a 10th member going around with them. I think it's too late. That's just me.
Hold on, I'm gonna look up the red hair pirates real quick and see how many people are on the crew.
The red hair?
Red hair pirates.
It's got to be 9 or 10 or 8 at the least.
Yeah, there's 10 of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's 11 if you count the monkey.
I count the monkey.
No, there's a guy next to him right there.
Yeah, I know. So it's 10.
11.
I said 11 if you count the monkey.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be May.
Yeah, there's 10 characters though. Yeah, there's 10.
Ben Beckman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Ben Beckman is such a baller, dude. Lucky Roo's pretty cool too.
What was Lucky Roo? What did he do? I don't remember him.
He was just like a sharpshooter.
No, the Yasup is a sharpshooter.
Oh yeah, but Lucky Roo he had like pistols.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think he probably has some other power though. We'll see later on. But yeah, no, definitely. I think in the very beginning, Luffy was saying, I think a certain amount would be great, and I forget what the exact number is, but I think it's 10. I'm not gonna fact check that. I just feel like it's 10. And also, I think Blackbeard has like 11 crew members, right?
No, it can't be.
Blackbeard, pirate, crew, One Piece. Let's see how many people are in Blackbeard Pirates.
Bear with us, listeners. Doing some research.
I think it's 11.
Fact checking. Fact checking.
That doesn't mean.
Oh snaps! Oh snaps! Guess how many people there are?
It's 11.
Yeah, it's 11. So I think that means there's gonna be 11 Straw Hats then.
No way.
Dude, honestly, that'd be tight, man.
Yeah, I'd be down. I'd be hella down.
Straw Hats.
Yeah, 11 Straw Hats.
Oh my gosh.
Dude,
I'm down with 9, man. Underdog it. 2v1 it. Someone's gotta sack up and take on 2 people.
Zoro.
Yeah, Zoro can take on 5 at once. He doesn't give a fuck, dude.
Takes on 8 of them. Blackbeard included.
Oh, he has God status now, so he could do it. He's God tier now.
Yeah, you know what? I could see it either way. I mean, I could see it being 11 so that they have an even matchup. I could see it being 9 and maybe 2 of them. Oh, especially freaking maybe we'll have a Royale sort of event where it's like 3-on-2, but then it's not just 2, it's like an army on Luffy's side where it's kind of like they fight what's his face? San Juan Wolf. Right? And it's like San Juan Wolf
who's gonna match up against him now anyway?
That's what I'm saying. It's like San Juan Wolf and 2 other characters, right? 2 other Blackbeards versus 2 Straw Hats and like an army of like some allies.
Yeah, because he's gonna have.
Because San Juan Wolf's so crazy, he's so huge, right? And plus 2 other Blackbeards, like that's nothing to fuck with.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's like San Juan Wolf and 2 other Blackbeards versus Usopp and the Elbaf Giants. Could be pretty epic.
Oh yeah,
that would be sick.
They totally have the Elbaf Giants on their team. Right?
Yeah, so in that sense, it would make sense 11-on-9. So it's like 9.
They're just gonna appear out of nowhere
plus
at the right time too.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. And then obviously certain battles are just gonna be 1-on-1, like Luffy versus Blackbeard, Zoro versus Shiryu.
Buggy versus the world, though.
Buggy versus the world. Buggy is the world, dude. Buggy,
it's his world. We're just
Buggy
living in
is
it.
One Piece, dude.
All right, so Robin, I forgot who that
Robin.
Rebecca, Barto.
Rebecca and Barto are headed towards to meet Luffy, right? As like a meeting point.
And I feel like it's almost a guarantee that this sort of like, soar over the whole city on these like little beetles things. Like I feel like that's specifically made for a level in the One Piece game where they're gonna do that, where like it's like, oh, navigate the characters over the cities.
You have to jump on the right buildings.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna happen. Called it here on July 12th, I think.
And they touch back up on the previous battles that are going on. Like, okay, I don't know what the case is, but Frankie should have beat Senor or whatever by now.
By now. Yeah, he's just getting like wrecked.
Are you
constantly.
serious? Like,
yeah,
I don't think he's getting wrecked. He's kind of just getting like.
Yeah, he's
getting
just
tripped up.
Yeah.
LOL.
He's getting what do you call that? What do you call that move?
He's getting fucked with.
suplex? No.
Suplex or no? What is that?
I think he's far from defeated. He's
I
just
don't.
like,
he's just kind of like messing around and not taking anything seriously, and he's kind of.
But that's Frankie, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Leave him to me. Like, dude, you're getting wrecked, man.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Zoro versus Pika, like always tough.
Oh god.
Because like first in command versus first in command or second in first mate versus first mate. Is that what we?
You know what's kind of funny is like they're in the exact same pose as when we last saw them. So it's like, what if they've just been like holding it for like 10 minutes?
Who's
like
stronger? I'll push you out. Sabo versus Fujitora, epic as hell. Like I cannot wait to see like how that turns out. Like honestly, like that's gonna be a dope ass like.
I wonder what's gonna happen. What do you guys think? Do you think someone's gonna win?
I think it's gonna like stalemate. Like
yeah,
because Fujitora can't lose. Like
yeah,
you can't make Fujitora lose. And Ace just died. Like come on, man. Like
So
Sabo
Sabo
can't
has to,
die.
yeah.
Like are you serious? Like,
so
of course, yeah, Sabo won't die.
I agree.
Actually,
I think it's a stalemate, but it can't be a stalemate for the duration of the arc. So what's gonna happen? You know, like what's gonna happen?
something's
between
probably
the
gonna
two.
interrupt the fight in the way that like one of the two is gonna be like, I cannot be fighting here anymore. I have to be elsewhere. Like see you later. It's probably gonna be Sabo because I don't see like Fujitora running away from Sabo. Like whereas like.
Yeah.
Fujitora's blind. I feel like Sabo could run away from
Maybe Koala like messages him and says like, "Hey, there's this huge thing over here that we need to take care of
Yeah.
for the revolutionaries." It's
Hey, like we need to run away now. Like
Yeah.
the revolutionaries can't be here anymore. Like, how
What
many are there? Like revolutionaries? It's just Koala and Sabo, right?
No, there's that fishman, the fishman guy with
Oh, yeah.
Hack or whatever, and then there were some other ones too. I think a few other. Not sure though. But John, you're saying something? What's that?
what if Fujitora dips out and then makes like a buster call on the island?
Oh shit!
I mean, that's feasible at this point. This island, like,
It's just
it's more of a
It's a
nuisance for the
shithole.
Marines now.
yeah.
It's a crapshoot. This island.
It's like look at all these insanely high valued like
Bounties,
criminals
like-
on this island. Like, well, might as well just blow this thing to hell.
Yeah,
That would be another like crazy.
that would be the strategic, the proper strategic move.
But not like he can dip out because I mean he's trapped. So
Well, I mean,
Wait.
he can just like gravity himself all the way to the sky though if you wanted to.
So far, we have two known occurrences of the Buster Call, right? Nami's Island, or no, Robin's Island when she was a little kid.
Robin's Island and
Impaled down, right?
No,
Yeah.
no, not impel down. It was
No, it
The
was
other-
the
Oh,
Eni's
Justice
Lobby.
Gate.
Eni's Lobby.
Yeah.
Eni's Lobby,
The
yeah.
Justice Gate or whatever. Yeah, honestly, all right, like real quick, I think the Water 7 Eni's Lobby arc was tight. Like that was a really good arc for me.
Yeah, that's great, but we can't get that.
Yeah, we can't do that right now.
But you know, actually though, like with these characters, I mean, I'm sure a lot of them will get fucked up by the Buster Call, but I don't really feel like the Buster Call is really that big of a deal for some of these guys.
no,
Especially
but it's not just about that. But like he would fuck up Doflamingo's entire like factory,
System,
like his
yeah, okay.
everything, his whole like stable like
Yeah, that'd be pretty.
home-
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy.
that's
yeah.
a significant blow.
Yeah, I agree.
Plus he'd break up this whole shindig. Like
And
the Buster
it
Call
would
is a
be
good way to
problematic
break up the fight.
It would be problematic for the good side too, because King Riku doesn't want to have his entire
yeah,
country
that's
just-
still
Yeah,
his
exactly.
kingdom, you know.
Yeah, so there would be a lot on the line there. I agree. That'd be pretty cool. You know,
It wouldn't it wouldn't do anything to the major players though. They'd just be like, oh, it's raining.
Yeah.
Is that a cannon? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, I don't think it would mean much to Luffy and Co. at this point. Sabo could probably wreck the entire fleet.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
about the
if he wanted
Firefish?
to,
Like,
yeah. It's sad. It's
Zoro
very
could
sad,
probably
man.
wreck the entire fleet.
Yeah, just like send waves and waves of like shock waves through his swords.
Yeah, no, he could just
Exactly.
chop every boat in half and just like call it a day.
Yeah, he could swim too, right? So
Yeah.
he just like runs up and jumps on it and just like butchers every single ship on the way. Yeah, dude, the Buster Call has definitely fallen from grace.
Yeah. just the Marines in general, dude. Like, I remember when they first like introduced the Marine battleship, they're like, "Oh shit, like we gotta run." Like that's a Marine battleship. And now it's like, oh, one of those.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
So it's sending a cannon over. Watch this, guys. You know, it's like, yeah.
I guess the last thing we should talk about in Palm is Law. I guess his history is about to be maybe delved into.
They've
Explored.
done a little bit of dabbling and delving into his history, like every other chapter so far. But maybe they actually freaking reveal what happened.
Oh, you know what I think is, because he says in this flashback, like, I don't have too long to live, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. What the hell?
I think he has a heart condition, and I think Corazon put his as the commander of the hearts, put his heart into Law. He donated his own heart for Law, and so Law's living with Corazon's heart, and that's why he's the heart pirate.
Oh, that makes sense.
I bet you that's what it is.
And like,
and that's
it probably is.
And that's why he's so emotional about Corazon, because he sacrificed his own life for the sake of.
And you know what? Corazon probably took Law's heart and was having a shitty heart when Doflamingo killed him.
Yeah, and couldn't match up against him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be painful to watch. That's pretty emotional.
That'd be the ultimate story for him, actually.
Yeah.
That's kind of silly. I would think he would take his heart like as Corazon was dying, like, "Oh, take my heart. It's my last will." I don't think he would have given him the heart before.
I don't know. I mean, I could see it going either way. I kind of like what Justin said though. Like, if he gave him his heart, knowing that he wouldn't have much longer to live, and he tells Law to run away. And then he fights Doflamingo while Law's running away, and he's having a really hard time because the heart is not working out. Yeah, and then he just gets destroyed because of his self-sacrifice.
But would it make sense like that? Because you can't can Law transplant hearts to where you're using someone else's heart to live?
Yeah, you can do that. Well,
I bet I bet Law didn't even have that power at this point. That's why he's carrying a fucking Vesta grenade. So maybe he doesn't get it till way later when it's too late or something to actually switch the hearts out. And maybe he takes it once he's dead or once he's dying.
Wait, that's a good point, actually. I see what you're saying. It's like if he didn't have the fruit, then he
wouldn't have the power, exactly,
so he use the heart. Maybe Corazon has some sort of power, though, that let him do that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Also, it says he was raised in the White City. You guys know what that is, the White City?
Yeah, what is that? No, it's Minas Tirith, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's what?
Minas Tirith.
Minas Tirith.
What's that?
From Lord of the Rings.
Come on, bro. Get on my reference level.
Gondor, bro.
Gondor, bro.
He's literally Boromir.
Lord Denethor.
Faramir.
But yeah, this is why I would rather. I mean, as much as I don't want Law because he has his own crew, Law is so much just more interesting, and he's so layered, and that's why I like. I mean, who doesn't like Law? I mean,
yeah, I think he's. I don't think he's gonna join the crew. I just think he's gonna be a fan favorite ally. You know what I mean?
Def.
Yeah, because he has his own crew and everything.
No, Law's gonna join the crew.
Plus, the ship already has a doctor. So,
but is Law that kind of a doctor?
Well, I don't know. He saved Luffy, so he can perform surgery and stuff.
Right.
I think he's just gonna be sort of like a right hand man in the sense that he's another pirate crew that's allied with the Straw Hats.
The right hand homie, then.
Right hand homie.
Right hand homie. All right, I gotta go. Actually, guys, legitimately, I have to go. So.
Okay. All right. Well.
Sorry, podcasters. We might have to be cutting this episode a little short, but we can pick it up next week, maybe with a full One Piece episode, since we'll have One Piece back. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think we kind of pretty much talked about everything that needs to be talked about anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we covered the chapter, but I mean, usually we go into all kinds of other stuff, and.
Law used to be a real depressing, grim son of a bitch. He wants to
definitely,
kill
man. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes.
All right. Well, thanks for being here with us, special guest John Garcia. Thanks.
Sorry, everybody.
Thanks to the fans at home for listening in on this. Thanks to Oda for having solid material. That one page, like I said earlier, was just awesome, all on one spread. Predictions for next week. I can't even predict next week because One Piece is just like curveballs, dude. Curveballs everywhere.
Do you guys think it's just going to be a flashback next week? Or just partially a flashback?
I would accept that if it was like an entire flashback chapter.
I would accept like 3 chapters of flashback, to be honest.
I would accept.
This is kind of important, I think.
And it's like an optimum time for him to put it in, too.
It's about time, too. Because this whole, like, law...
It's about the climax,
thing,
so...
Yeah, it's like... Has been going on for a while now.
So flashback.
Get ready, people.
All right. Are we having a chapter next week?
Yeah.
Okay, it was only a 1 week break?
Yeah, it was a 1 week break because Oda is having some sort of event in Taiwan, and so he had to go there.
Yeah. Fucking Taiwanese bastards.
Yeah, seriously. JK, we love you Taiwanese people.
No.
It's gonna fuck up. Like, what if our one listener is like that? JK,
now we have 0.
JK, we have no listeners.
And that's our chapter that's our discussion this week.
It was a long one.
It was a long one. We kind of went over a lot of stuff. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with all 3 back on schedule. Hopefully.
Woo!
Hopefully we'll be back on schedule again. That is all. Peace out.
Adios.
Yeah. All right. Later, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.